Okay, so today we are going to be creating some Laurel Burch cats. So the first thing you're going to do is open to a fresh page in your sketchbook or get a white sheet of paper out. You are going to turn your sketchbook. Okay, you want to turn it so that the spirals are up at the top if you have spirals, but you want to turn it sideways because it'll be hard to draw with the spirals on your hand. So turn it this way. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with our cat's head. Now our cat's head is going to take up about this much space. And what you're going to do first is you're going to put your fist on the bottom corner of the paper, and you are going to make your cat's head around your hand. So to do your cat's head, you're going to go up, down, over, up, down. So one more time, I'm actually going to draw it this time. Down, over, up, down. Now, if your cat's head is tilted a little bit, if it's not straight on, that's okay. It'll just make it look more original, more one of a kind. Okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to add our cat's face. First thing you need to do is add a nose. So to add a nose, I'm going to do a triangle. Now you could do a heart nose if you want to. I'm going to stick with traditional, so I'm just going to do a triangle. Then you are going to draw two lines that are going to go straight up. Now you don't want him to go all the way up here to his ears. You want it to go about halfway, so about halfway between the nose and the top of the head. So I want mine to be right at about there. So for me, that's about half my finger. So I'm going to draw a line, draw a line. We don't want this. That is not the same length. If I put my pencil on top, it's super crooked. We don't want that. We want them to be the same length. So to do that, you put it up, continue drawing the line. Then if I set my pencil on top, see how my pencil is nice and straight? That is what we want, okay? Now, to draw the eyes, I'm going to do a curved line that's going to go up and touch the side of your cat's face. He's going to have some really big eyes. And then I'm going to do a curved line down that mirrors it. So same on this side, curved line up, curved line down. Starting to look like a cat's face. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a circle that is going to go from the very top of that shape that we drew to the very bottom. It's got to touch top and bottom. Same on this side. Now, to give it cat's eyes, we're going to make little slits in our cat's eyes by drawing a shape called an ellipse. An ellipse is kind of like a pointed football. So we're going to do a curved line like that, curved line like that. It's like a curved up and down line. Give it some cat slits, and then you can make its mouth by just drawing two J's, one forwards and one backwards. Mine just barely fits on the page. So now what you are going to do is you are going to decorate your cat with lots of patterns and shapes, but we want to make sure that we use symmetry. Symmetry means same on both sides. So if I draw a zigzag line here, can I draw a wavy line over here? No, nope, can't do that. If I draw a zigzag line here, I have to draw a zigzag line over here. Okay? Now you can, if you like some of my designs, you can use some of mine, but remember, we want yours to look unique, original, so do whatever types of designs and patterns and shapes that you want. Before I do that though, really quick, I'm going to add little triangles up here for the cat's ears, like the insides of the cat's ears. So I'm going to start drawing my patterns with a pencil. Now the next thing we're going to do is we are going to draw two big flowers in the background, okay? So to draw those flowers, you're going to put your hand in a fist. You are going to draw a circle around it. Now, is the circle going to go through my cat's head? No, it's going to go behind the cat's head. So when I draw my circle here, you see how my hand is covering up part of the ear. I'm going to start on the side of the ear and draw my circle. When I get to where I'm going to run into my hand, I'm going to just move my hand, continue my circle, And it's not going to continue. It's not going to go through our cat. So there is my first circle for my first flower, and then I'm going to draw my other flower over here. Do my fist. There you go. You only see that much. So now to do the petals. On this one, we are going to draw just curved lines going all around my flower. Since this one goes off the edge of the paper, that's it. That's all I'm going to do. Now on this one, I want you to pick a type of line. You can do a bumpy line, a wavy line, a zigzag line. I think on this one, I'm going to choose a zigzag line to go all around the flower. Continue on this side. Now I want you to choose another type of line to go next to that line. So I think on the second one, I think I'm going to choose a wavy line. That is how we're making this flower. Now as you can tell, I drew mine pretty big, but you probably drew yours a little bit smaller. And if you drew it a little bit smaller, you might have some space to do some leaves. I only have space to do one leaf, but I want you to fill up any empty space you might have with some leaves. So I'm going to show you how to do one leaf right over here. So to do a leaf, you're going to make kind of a shape like the eyes, this ellipse shape, by drawing a curved line, comes to a point and comes back down. Now, it's a pretty good shape for a leaf, but I want you to add some details. So like kind of like leaves have veins. So one way you can draw veins in a leaf is like this. Another way you can draw leaves is like this. The line. It's just another cool way to draw a leaf. So you can choose which way you want to do it in your picture. I'm going to stick with this on mine. So once your flowers are drawn, you have your leaves to fill up any empty space, your cat is decorated and looks beautiful, you are going to Sharpie, but remember who you need to show it to before you start Sharpieing. You need to show it to me. So one other thing I decided I'm going to do is I'm going to add some texture to the inside of the flowers. So I'm going to add a texture to make them look kind of like bumpy and rough. So to do that, I'm just going to kind of lightly take my marker and make kind of like squiggly lines all around it. Now you could also do dots or other shapes. Like you could fill it up with a whole bunch of dots, but I kind of like the way that this kind of lightly scribbly thing is. Don't go too crazy with it. You don't want like all the center of your flower to be pitch black, but I just want to give it a little bit of a texture so it looks like it's bumpy. Now that I've done that, that is the last step. So I'm going to take my eraser and I'm going to erase away any pencil lines that you might still see because we don't want to see those in the final product. Now we are going to color with markers. Our favorite thing to do because markers are so bright and colorful. When you color your cat's eyes, make sure that they are the same color. Remember, we use symmetry to make the designs on the cat. So now you want to use symmetry to also color. So if I color this eye yellow, I can't color the other eye green. It still needs to have symmetry. So So if this eye's yellow, the other one's gonna be yellow. If I make these polka dots blue, then these polka dots have to be blue too. It's gotta be the same on both sides. Now, when we are coloring our cat, we don't want to just color it all one color. We made these amazing designs, so we want to make sure that we emphasize them. That means we really want to point them out so people can see them. So between your lines and your shapes, you want to make sure that you do different colors. So between this shape of the eye and the line of the wavy line that I drew here, I want to make sure that that is a different color from this wavy line to this wavy line. So you want to make sure that this is all really colorful, because if you remember when we looked at Laurel Burch's artwork, it was all super duper colorful. Now, for the rest of the space, you have two options. You can either take a crayon and fill in the rest of the space with a single color crayon, or you can continue with markers. It's up to you. Crayons or markers, up to you. I'm gonna go with crayon because I want it to kind of stand out and look different.